Welcome to Narratives of the Future. I'm your host, Anthony, and today we will be discussing my experiences with psychedelics. What are psychedelics? Well, psychedelics are substances, whether natural or man made, chemicals, uh, plants, that have an effect on the mind when ingested, consumed. They have an effect on the mind that can alter your mind state, um, hallucinations, uh, different a different pattern of thinking, things like that. Uh, Psychedelic. So it deals with your psyche. It can take you out of the present moment and have you into another state uh, to where you can see things differently. When did you first take psychedelics and why? Well, uh, the first time I took psychedelics was uh, 2022. I was 24. It was around end of March, springtime. First time I took it. Uh, the reason why I took it was because I was not in the best mindset. I didn't really like where I was at in life. I was working at a big shipping warehouse and working there. I was working the night shift. It was graveyard shift. You know, going in late, coming home early morning. It wasn't good for my health. Uh, at that moment in time, I was suffering from a loss that I had. A close friend of mine passed away back in 2021, and that really hurt me a lot. I started drinking a lot. Couldn't hold on to any money. I was really in a bad state, and the reason why I took it was because I knew that I needed something to change. I had to do something different. I had to get out of that rut, and I felt that the only way in order to do that was to do something that I had never done before, do something entirely different, change my life. And I'm a researcher, a scholar. I like to think of myself as, and what I research everything. I'll look up anything. Whatever, if I think about something, then I'll more than likely look it up online, or I'll have a book for it that I can find and read up on it and do some research. And I started doing research on psychedelics, LSD, mushrooms, things like that. And I started reading about these case studies, research research papers, people's accounts of their experiences with it, and I realized that many successful individuals, billionaires, entertainers, businessmen, they would they many of them have taken psychedelics before, and I thought, well, if it helped them and it got them from point A to point B, maybe it could help me get out of my situation and into a better one. And so that was really the reason why I took it. The first thing that I took was really main thing that I took. The only thing was LSD, lysergic acid diethylamide, and what was my experience like? Uh, well, I'll I guess I can walk you through the story of how I actually went about doing it. Um, Dude gave it to me, so I was like, okay. And like I said, I'm still working. As a matter of fact, I was coming off of work, so it was nighttime. It was early morning, probably like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and so I had it, and I drive home. I get home. I'm in the drive. I'm in the driveway, and I'm sitting there in the driveway, and I'm looking at it. It's in a little bag, And I'm looking at the bag, and I'm looking at this, and I'm like, man, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to take this? Um, and even to this day, it's the scariest thing for me. It really is, but it's okay. And so I'm looking at the bag. I'm like, do I really want to take this? Do I really want to do this? And it's like, I was like, I'm trying to talk myself up at the same time. And it's like I've done the research. I've watched videos. I've read this and that. Um, I've watched all the videos. I've read this and that. I looked up so many things. It's like, okay. And it's like, well, I don't see any other way of how I'm going to be able to, you know, fix myself if I don't do something like this. And so I was like, all right, you know what? I'll do it. I'll take it. And the way that it comes, because many times LSD, LSD is a liquid. Really, it's a liquid, and it's a clear liquid at that. Um, Usually, like you've seen on like movies and stuff like that, Woodstock and all that, they have it on these little papers, look like stamps. Um, and that's meant because usually what you do with it is they get a it's a dropper, and you drop it onto the little paper, and the paper absorbs the liquid, and then you just put it on your tongue and you take it that way. Well, it's different. I didn't have that. I had what you call tabs, this little gel tabs, and they're these little small squares, smaller than the nail on your pinky. Um, they're small. There's these small squares, and I mean that's all you need. As a matter of fact, like if you cut it in half, that's probably all you need, depending on how well you are in reception of it. These little small squares, and I think I might have had three, three squares, three tabs. I took one to begin with. I didn't just go all in. I took one to begin with, and I was still sitting in the car, and I was like, you know what, I'll take it. Took that one. I think I might have chewed it. I think I might have chewed it up a little bit, and then I swallowed it. So I went about my business. Went inside the house. I'm dirty, sweaty, from working in the warehouse, moving boxes and stuff like that. So I go inside the house. I take my shower. I, I go in the house. I take a shower. Um, I'm getting ready to, just chill out. I go to my room and I sit in my chair and I'm just sitting there. Got the lamp on, and I have a lot of posters in my room, and so I got all these like movie posters, game posters, maps. I love maps. I love posters, and I'm just looking around the room. I'm like, man, I hope this man didn't give me no BS. I'm like, bro, I'm not feeling nothing. Like this ain't working for me. And one of the things about taking psychedelics, taking LSD, is that as soon as you think it's not about to work, is exactly when it's about to work. And so